One of the biggest trends of 2019 was chunky sneakers. From the Fila disruptors all the way to the Yeezy 700 and even into the designer range of the Gucci Rhytons and the Balenciaga Triple S. Chunky sneakers were huge. So where do I see them going in 2020? Let's talk about that in today's Trend Tuesday. If you guys are new here, my name is Matt, and every Tuesday I like to go over the newest trends that I'm seeing and kind of give you my thought process behind them, and if they're going to be continuing to go up, what you should be buying, and the brands that are really paving the way for this trend. Today I really want to talk about chunky sneakers in general and just where I see them going, because they're definitely a trend I still see around, but not as much as last year around the same time. And really, is this something that you should be shelling out the money for, like the Yeezy 700, or should you go with something a little bit cheaper? Now really, this trend I would say started with two shoes in general. I would say it started with one, the Balenciaga Triple S, and I would say to make it really accessible, the Yeezy 700 was right after that, and it blew up this chunky sneaker craze. Now when it first came out, I was a big person that hated this trend. I have gone on record to many of my friends saying this is awful, I will never buy the Yeezy 700. The wave when it came out, I'm like, I don't know what the hell Kanye's doing. Worst sneaker I've ever seen. And as I do a lot, there was my flip-flop card, and I definitely flip-flopped, and when these came out, I had to pick them up. And I have used and abused these for over a year now, and these are just, they're so ugly but in a good way, which I mean kind of fits this trend in general. So we're talking about the Yeezy. Let's go into brands. Yeezy 700 was really one of the first sneakers that really blew onto the scene as like a really viable option for this. You know, you had your Nike Monarchs that were, in my opinion, just accessible. Every dad had them. No hypebeast really wanted to wear them. And then you had your Balenciaga Triple S, which at $1,000 just didn't make sense financially for most people. So then, you know, put it almost smack dab in the middle at $300. The Yeezy 700 came out, and shortly thereafter the Yeezy 500 came after at a $200 price point. Now mind you, the Yeezy 500 on someone like me would look like I have elephant feet because I have size 13 feet. But the Yeezy 500 was another shoe that, in my opinion, was a decent shoe. I still don't like it. I still have never purchased a pair, even a resale. And in my opinion, the chunky sneaker craze has kind of morphed in the past year, and kind of where I see it going. You're seeing less and less of shoes that are just like purposely just like as bulky as they can get, as heavy as they can be, as ugly as they can be, and kind of transforming a bit. I think the Balenciaga track sneakers this year kind of showed what a chunky sneaker could look like, where it is a little bit sleeker, it's a little bit less big and heavy. But Balenciaga is really, I think, embracing this ugly sneaker craze and continuing to come out with more shoes. I don't see ugly sneakers continuing that often. I see something like a Common Project, I see something like a Jordan. They're very clean, very nice silhouette, and they're timeless. I don't see a Balenciaga Triple S really being a timeless design. Some people in fashion might argue with me about that, but for me personally, I just don't see that happening. But Balenciaga's really embraced it, and I would say the thing that kind of goes along with being a little bit sleeker silhouette, but still being like this chunky design, and they have a little bit of clout, is the Gucci Rhytons. Gucci Rhytons was kind of their response to this ugly, like, dad sneaker craze. You know, it's not as chunky as some of the other shoes that are on this list, like the Triple S, the 700, so a little bit sleeker than that. I think that's why I like them personally, because they're not as like big, bulky, ugly in that sense. They're a little bit sleeker, but they still give you that look that you would want from something like that. And continuing into the low end, you've definitely seen the Fila disruptors really disrupting the female fashion scene. There's something that you will see any high school girl wearing for the most part if they're into Instagram fashion. I'm not gonna comment on that, but if you're a dude, and 95% of the people who watch my videos are dudes, just don't buy them. Just don't. Save up like $200, which would be like a week to do, and just get a pair of 700s or something else. Just don't get the Fila disruptors if you're a dude. Trust me on that one. Okay? Got it. And with saying everything about this, what do I see the trend with these trendy sneakers being? I see them as being a complete trend. I think after this year, you're gonna see less and less people wearing these shoes. You're kind of already seeing it. You still see some people rocking chunky sneakers and thinking that they're amazing. but for the majority of people, you're not going to be seeing them anymore. Even me, if these weren't as beat, I probably would have sold them already, just because I don't wear them often. These are more like I just want to just slip something on and then just be extremely comfortable, and that's about it. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. This sneaker in general for me is my fall sneaker during the summer. Probably never going to see me wearing these. Something like a Wave Runner would be perfect for that. But how I kind of see this trend going is, instead of something being like super bulky and ugly and kind of looking like this, I definitely see people gravitating more towards a shoe like this, where it is a little bit of a daddish vibe to it, with the colors, the gray tones. With this one, this isn't a me sneaker, but it really still captures like that vintage look that I think people are trying to go for in general, with this like vintage runner silhouette. Overall, for me, I like this and I like this, but for me personally, I just don't see this trend continuing. If you are gonna buy into this trend, I would suggest not going with something super high-end designer. I've been seeing those shoes go on sale more often than not, and resale value isn't really gonna be there unless you have a made in Italy Balenciaga Triple S. I just wouldn't do it. But this has been another Trend Tuesday. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know if you guys still rocking the chunky sneakers and what you think of them coming into 2020. It's always good to have options. Chunky sneaker is just another option on the market. If you're new to my channel, I suggest subscribing below. I make a ton of content like this every week. And if you like this video, please leave a like down below. It really helps a small channel like myself out. And I just want to wish you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.